Welcome back, my fellow mobile gamers. Today I'm gonna do a quick summary / review of the 4 best games that I played last week, just in case any of you guys missed them. And if you're interested in playing any of these games, or maybe you want to find my full video on each game, then there'll be a bunch of links in the description box down below for that stuff. Now, the awesome thing about this episode in particular is that all 4 games are really amazing this week. We've got a beautiful multiplayer adventure game, a new dungeon crawler that really takes the RPG genre to its very core with its minimalistic art style, a game that takes a new spin on the AFK Arena-like RPG gameplay by mixing it with auto chess inspired combat, and lastly, a ragdoll physics simulation game with both single and multiplayer. Just in case this is the first video you're watching around here, then be sure to subscribe for more mobile gaming goodness and leave a like if you're enjoying this video, and then let's just dive straight into today's first game, which is Minimal Dungeon, a loot-heavy dungeon crawler RPG with an incredibly clean and minimalistic art style, but very deep RPG layers, including resource collection, boss monsters, a stat point system, and just a whole lot more. Now, this game has us play through floors in a dungeon or into randomly generated special dungeons that we can use to grind more gold or loot whenever we feel stuck in the normal dungeons. To attack a creature or open a chest or collect resources, we simply tap the square that represents that creature or resource or chest until we're done with it. It's essentially RPG gameplay, but cut to the very core, and as a huge fan of RPG games myself, it's a very enjoyable experience. The in-app purchases allow us to get better items faster, but there's no need to ever buy any of the premium currency as we get some of it through normal gameplay, and the game isn't so difficult that we're forced to buy anything. Minimal Dungeon is offline playable, it takes up only 64 MB of space, so this is a really small game as well. It's available on Android and on iOS, and it's pretty much a must-play if you're a fan of RPG games and you're looking for a simple, offline playable experience without a horrible monetization system. Next up is Idle Legend, which is an AFK Arena-like RPG, but then mixed with auto chess-like combat. Don't ask me why, but for some reason, this weird mix kinda works out. So what it means for the gameplay is that we first strategically place a team of heroes on our chessboard, just like in an auto chess game, and then we send them off into campaign battles or special dungeons or all the other game modes in this game that are very much alike what you see in AFK Arena. The idle part of the gameplay means that our heroes are constantly fighting enemies equal to the strength of the latest campaign mission we've completed. So when we return to the game after having not played for a few hours, for example, there'll be lots of gear and currencies waiting for us that we can then spend on upgrading the strength of our team of heroes. Just like in AFK Arena, new heroes are unlocked through a gacha unlocking mechanism, but the game is very generous with the premium currency, also exactly like we saw it in AFK Arena. Now, the monetization system definitely does allow us to progress faster, but with a focus on single player content and no paywalls as of yet at least, the game is easily enjoyed as a free player. The game requires online access, it takes up 717 MB of space, it's available on Android and on iOS, and I really enjoyed the extra tactical element that the auto chess inspired combat system added, so for me, this has now pretty much replaced AFK Arena, and I'd say that anyone who enjoyed AFK Arena is almost guaranteed to enjoy this one as well, so this is a very easy recommendation for me to make. And now, for a game that simply couldn't be more relevant than it is these days where we're all staying at home, because Totally Reliable Delivery Service is a ragdoll physics simulation game about picking up and delivering packages in either single player or multiplayer game modes. From flying around in airplanes to jumping on trampolines and viciously driving forklifts around town, this game is as much about the exploration and adventure of it as it is about actually delivering packages. And because of that, this game is best enjoyed as a multiplayer experience with your friends, where the wacky nature and the very weird control scheme creates a fun indie atmosphere. In the free version of this game, you can explore the first city in single player and friends-only multiplayer. A $5 in-app purchase then unlocks all areas and the full multiplayer mode, and a $10 deluxe in-app purchase unlocks all of that, plus all of the DLC, which includes cosmetics and new areas and new game mechanics. Something really worth praising this game for is the fact that you can actually play it offline. If you're just playing the single player mode, you don't have to be online, and that's very rare to see on mobile in games that have multiplayer. Typically, even if there's a single player or PvE game mode, you still have to be online. The game takes up 371 MB of space, it's out on Android and on iOS, and on PC of course, and it's one of the very few party games on mobile, so if you've been looking for something like that, this is definitely a must-play for you guys. Today's next game is Sky Children of the Light, and I don't know, you might have heard of this game. It has a casual 4.9 average score on the App Store, making this game easily one of the highest rated games of all time, and for once, actually for good reason as well, I might add, because there are so many games in the app stores that have high scores, but when you get around to playing them, they're pretty horrible games, frankly, but this game is not one of them. This visually stunning multiplayer adventure game about collecting fallen stars and reliving old memories is fun to explore, features plenty of platformer puzzles, allows us to freaking fly around the open world, and is free to play. And maybe best of all, the UI is so simple and so clean that you just get really immersed into the universe in this game. As a free-to-play game, I'm happy to report that the monetization of this game is non-obtrusive, focusing on a $10 seasonal subscription or $5 if you buy it with 2 friends that unlocks some additional in-game activities. But that's pretty much it. You don't need it, you're not forced to buying it, you can play the game as a free player and absolutely have a great time with it. Sky Children of the Light requires online access because it's a multiplayer game. It takes up 504 megabytes of space. It's available on Android and on iOS, and this game is truly a work of art, so it's an easy recommendation for, well, frankly guys, pretty much any type of mobile gamer, and it's also my favorite game of the week. If you'd like some more mobile gaming content, then be sure to have a look around the channel, because this was all that I had for you guys today. Before you leave though, be sure to let me know what sort of games you guys are playing in the comment section down below. I'm always looking for great new games to cover, and you guys have proven to me to have really great taste in mobile games. At least I tend to play lots of the games that you guys recommend to me, so if you like the content you see on here, you can pretty much trust this community. It seems that you mostly recommend me games that are actually awesome, and if not, I can always create a rant, which I hope that you guys also enjoyed. So I'll be looking forward to reading what you've got for me, good and bad, in the comment section down below, and until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.